अथ श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता ध्यानम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधिताम् भगवता नारायणेन स्वयम् व्यासेन ग्रथिताम् पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्।
समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामये नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्।
Sthitaprajnasya ka bhasha samadhistasya keshava sthitadikim prahasheta kimasita vrajeta kim. Shri Bhagavanuvāca Rajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanogatan atmanyevatmana tushtaha sthitaprajnastadochyate dukkeshvanudvignamanaha sukheshu vikataspruhaha वीतरागभयक्रोधः स्थितधीर्मुनिरुच्यते यः सर्वत्रानभिस्नेहः तत्तत्प्राप्य शुभाशुभम् नाभिनन्दति न द्वेष्टि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता यदा संहरते चायम् कूर्मोऽङ्गानीव सर्वशः इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेभ्यः तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते यरतो हि कौन्तेय पुरुषस्य विपश्चितः इन्द्रियाणि प्रमादीनि हरन्ति प्रसभं मनः तानि सर्वाणि संयम्य युक्त आसीत मत्परः वशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसः सङ्गस्तेषूपजायते सङ्गात् सञ्जायते कामः कामात् क्रोधो विजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहः सम्मोहात् स्मृतिविभ्रमः स्मृतिभ्रंशात् बुद्धिनाशः बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति प्रसादे सर्वदुःखानां हानिरस्योपजायते प्रसन्नचेतसो ह्याशु बुद्धिपर्यवतिष्ठते.
In the last verse we discussed yesterday, prasade sarva dukkhana, all sorrows are cut off when we have this attitude that what we receive is His prasad. Whatever comes to us, it comes to us because we need them. Every experience will only make us go forward. And those experiences are necessary, so when we get them, we should know that this has come to us only with the sanction of the Lord. It cannot reach us otherwise. So once this acceptance is there that what I get is His prasad, then we will have a better mind to accept it. How to respond. What comes to us, we can't avoid. It will come. Because we only have designed them earlier. Whatever we get today is only something which we designed, and we get it now. So it's not that someone is sitting somewhere up in the sky and designing it and sending it to us. They only execute. The total mind, the cosmic intelligence, executes what we deserve. Ishvara. So whatever needs to come to us will come. So we are responsible for it. With this sense, when we accept what comes, we respond better in that acceptance. And that acceptance should have strength. We should be strong to accept it. Saying, yes, this has come to me because I deserve this, good or bad. It has come to me because I have designed it at some point of time. The law of karma functions that way. So he says, prasade sarva dukkhanam. In that state of mind, all sorrows are gone. Gone in the sense we accept. Like how we take prasad, we accept in the same way. That kind of an acceptance makes life easy. And we may respond with strength, saying it has come from the Lord, it is necessary for me. It's not something fatalistic. We accept that I have done. My past is responsible for my present. How I respond now is my future. At receiving something, we have this option to accept it with strength or to be shattered. So we say it is from the Lord, it has come to us, we accept. Prasade sarva dukkhanam. This kind of a mind would help us to be calm, to be tranquil. World can offer all kinds of experience, but we would know to stay calm, stay peaceful, saying, yes, this has come, I accept. That kind. So he says here, in that tranquility, in that prasada buddhi, all sorrows are destroyed, all miseries are gone. Verily, such a mind gets established because it is now very calm, quiet, peaceful, serene, equipoised. That kind of a mind. Sthitaprajna pratishtata. The person who manages that kind of a mind is established in knowledge, established in Godhood. Continuing. This is what we saw. We move on. Verse 66.
Nasti buddhira yuktasya.
Nasti buddhira yuktasya.
Nacha yuktasya bhavana.
Chayuktasya bhavana.
Nacha bhavayata shantihi.
Nacha bhavayata shantihi.
Ashantasya kutas sukham.
Ashantasya kutas sukham.
Nasti buddhira yuktasya.
Nasti buddhira yuktasya.
Nacha yuktasya bhavana.
Nacha yuktasya bhavana.
Nacha bhavayata shantihi.
Nacha bhavayata shantihi.
Ashantasya kutas sukham.
Ashantasya kutas sukham. This knowledge does not arise for that person who is ayuktasya. Yuktasya, well integrated. Ayuktasya, a person who is not integrated, indisciplined. This knowledge does not come to that person who has not managed his mind. Mind is vibrant, running all over, restless, scattered. We have not brought it into one point. If you are not able to do it, this higher knowledge cannot happen to them. Knowledge here means the wisdom of the books. This cannot come to us. So he says, ayuktasya, for that disintegrated, undisciplined person, this knowledge cannot take place. Once we do not have this knowledge, that contemplative mind will not be there. A disturbed mind, at the least provocation, the mind gets disturbed. Least provocation. Runs all over, continuously agitated. How can that mind get into contemplation? A person who is not ready, you ask that person to meditate, to sit quietly. He may even get up and kill you. It's not easy. A man who's not ready, how is he going to sit quietly? How restless a person would become. Absolutely active. Mind is not quiet. Constantly seeking something. Ask that person to stay quiet. Impossible. It would be more agitated, it would run all over, and it cannot happen. So he says, that person whose mind is all over the place, contemplation is not possible. There should be a kind of calmness in the mind. So a person who is not disciplined, this knowledge doesn't arise. For those who are not established in knowledge, contemplation is not possible. For those who are not contemplative, they can't be peaceful. He puts the question, Ashantasya kuta sukham. A person who is not peaceful, how can that person be happy? At every least provocation, the mind is overreacting continuously into the world. How would these people be happy? Ashantasya. Those people who are not peaceful, how can they be happy? Continuously agitated. So we should know. Remember earlier, first day of the lecture, we said, to complain is being ungrateful. Please remember, to complain is being ungrateful to God. After getting all that what we have received, after the Lord has provided everything, we forget all that what we have received, and just like that getting agitated. We need to know how quickly we lose our peace. Something which you wanted and you worked hard for it, you got it. Are you happy? Are you able to maintain that happiness? It is lost quickly. So if we keep forgetting what we have received, we will never be happy. That means the mind will only think about what is not achieved. And there will be always void, there will be always emptiness, and it simply forgets all that is achieved. So a person who is like this would never find peace, would never find oneself happy. So we need to remember what we have received, what all life has reached out, isn't it? Sometimes you have a desire. Across the continent, that object travels and comes to you. Isn't it? How many factors were involved for that desire to come to you? Handful of meal when we eat. How many factors, directly, indirectly, are involved for that food to reach us? Where is our gratitude to life? Just think of the journey of the food which has reached your table, where it started. How many factors are involved, directly, indirectly? Let us go back to the place where the land was prepared even before the seeds were sown. From there, preparation of the ground, and then the seeds are offered. From there, the crop grows up. What a long journey. How many factors, directly, indirectly, are involved in reaching us? Like that, from childhood to now, how many things have reached us? Directly, indirectly. It's a powerful exercise if you sit and think. A handful of food. If it reaches you, how many factors, directly, indirectly, involved for it to become assimilable food for you to swallow? Think. Like this, from the beginning till now, how many things the Lord has provided. If we forget that, we can never be happy. Saying, yes, I am grateful to God for reaching out all this. Once we remember what we received, we would stay more happy. We may seek something from that contentment. We may seek something from that happiness. We may seek something from that gratitude to God. From that standpoint, if I don't get something, I'm still fine. Small things life doesn't give, you are demanding it did not come. How disturbed? Small things. I wanted this and I wanted it badly. This did not happen. It is shattered completely. So a person who has not brought his mind together, for him knowledge is not possible, contemplation is not possible, peace is not possible, shanti, calm mind is not possible. How would that person stay happy? We have a choice. We can always be happy in remembering what we have received. This is the only difference between us and the wise people. They work. They move around in the world from happiness. And they do much more than what we do. Isn't it? Can anyone achieve what Vivekananda achieved in 8 years' time? Till 1931, nobody knew him. Till he was 31 years, nobody knew him. 1893, nobody knew. One address in Chicago changed the face of the world. 1893, 1902 he passed away. How many years? 9th year he was not there, he left. Worldwide, an organization inspired people around the globe. A multinational, 8 years' time, with all volunteers. What was he doing? Imagine the amount of work he did, because he worked from peace. He worked from happiness. When we work from that, we work much better. Because there's no anxiety, there's no tension. You're able to produce much better. If we are not working from that state of mind, we are lost. Disturbed, craving, ashantasya kutas sukham. Where is this person who is not peaceful? Where is happiness for him? What is that person's performance? 4 decades Gurudev worked. 4 decades. 18 to 20 hours a day. Continuous. See the potential. See the production. How well the potential came into performance. For a peaceful, calm mind, the potential manifests much better than an agitated, disturbed mind. So that is the difference. These people were happy and peaceful and they performed. Others are not happy. For happiness we seek. We strive with a tension, with an anxiety. I may get it, I may not get it. Constantly threatened. We don't perform better. So a person who is contemplative would be peaceful. Therefore that person would be happy. And from that state of mind, when they perform much better. Continuing. Indriyani. Indriyanami charatam yanmano vidiyate Vayurnavam vivambasi Indriyanam hi charatam yanmano vidiyate tadasya harati prajnam That mind, verily, tad manaha, that mind which follows the senses without any control, that mind which follows the senses, which goes with the wandering senses, indriyanam charatam moving amidst the senses without any check. That mind which moves among the senses, or harati, gets carried away. That mind is carried away like what? Like a boat, a ship not anchored. You see a mighty ship, tons of cargo on it. How heavy is that ship? With tons of cargo on it. If it is not anchored, wind can take it forcibly. Such a mighty ship. It is so heavy, it can't go. No, even in a harbor they anchor it. Because they know it can go away. Because it's floating and the wind can take away. So the example Krishna gives here. If a ship is not anchored, it can be carried away. When was this example given? A mighty ship can be carried away. How many thousand years ago? Think of it. This is important. Even in Rig Veda, I'm talking about Rig Veda. In Rig Veda, the oldest Veda, we talk about navigation. And it is absolutely incorrect information. We've been taught and we have read. Who found the sea route to India? You're thinking hard whether to answer or not. When did Vasco da Gama found the sea route to India? We were taught about this. I have answered this question and passed my exam. It's really sad that we have not recorded our own history correctly and we have given into a different kind of a history to read. If you talk about Bharat, coastal history of Bharat is very important. It had ports. even in the rivers. This example is a sign. That time they knew about it. So our navigation history goes to 2000 years before. It's mentioned even in the Rig Veda. And we were masters in sea trade. I do not know if you know about it. Till 10th century, Bharat had a GDP of 32% of the world, done mainly through sea trade. 11th century invasion started. We came down to 25%. Till 18th century we were still 25, 26. This was done through sea trade. And our kings, when they go on a voyage, they'll go to the destination exactly there where there was no navigation techniques what we have. GPS, motorized boat was not there. Wind, the direction of the wind, and they know the seasons. That's why the Panchangam of Hindu is precise even today. If it says this time it will rain, it will rain. It is a pure mathematical advancement and calculation. Calculate the wind, the speed of the wind, set the sails accordingly, and then move. Reach the destination correctly and come back. Because you know the wind direction will change. You need to set the sails this way and then come. Columbus set out from Spain to come to India. Landed somewhere. I want to come to Singapore and I land in Malaysia. Excusable. 2 continents this man was lost. Indian navigations was not like that. We start and we reach on point. Return back safely to the same point. Navigation was, sea trade and sea travel was a passion. And people were advanced. A man who has lost his way, little bit also one can understand it. Directions are completely gone. Adamant enough to claim that place as India. Hey, you have not reached India. You lost yourself. No, this is India. Call it India. Just because I went there. Small-time sailors, not even well-known people, have crossed high seas and they've returned back. And Krishna gives that example. A mighty boat, if it is not anchored, it can be lost. A boat, mighty boat with all the heavy stuff on it, can be lost if it is not anchored. Same way, if we have not anchored into knowledge and values, we could be lost. How important it is to anchor in values. If we don't, we can be lost. These values can be a very good fence to see us grow well. It can take us through. It can take us far and wide. If we have anchored in our values, we will not get lost, we will go to our destination. So he says, that person who does not have a control on the senses can get lost into the senses, just as a mighty ship can be lost if it is not anchored. Please understand this example. visualizing a mighty, huge ship can be lost. So will be us if we are not anchored in values. So this is important. We understand what the books talk about. What are these values? Study, reflection, dharma. Anchored in it, we can be through. If we are not anchored in these kind of values, we are lost. And today, that is one of the things which we keep doing. We keep compromising at every level. And we don't even know how we compromise. Little busy you have become. Puja is the only thing you stop first. Puja, stop. Today I'm busy, I can't do this. What are you busy with? Something more important than anchoring? Something more important than divine? Priorities. You see, even we do not know what is valuable. Little busy, this is the first things to stop. These we should not, we should be anchored in it strongly. Then we will have the kind of a strength we need. Otherwise we are carried away. Study, reflection, puja, these would be daily reminders to stay. And people who do not know anything about religion, very little information they have about it, and they proudly come and tell, we don't force our children into all this. Oh, really? We don't force. They should grow up to choose. Do you say that for school? Your child refuses to go to school. I do not want to go to school. You say that? I don't force my children into school. How many parents say that? You say that? No. I know it is important. Therefore you say go to school. You don't like it? No. You must go because I know this will help you to be what you want to be. Education is necessary. Go. The same importance we don't see for spirituality. That is why we fail even in providing an anchor. Radar less, direction less, children grow. Do you think materialism has the capacity to fulfill a person's, give a person peace? It is spirituality. This is important. So Krishna says very clearly, if we have not anchored into samskaras, if we are not anchored into cultural values, we are not anchored into spiritual values, we would be that ship which could be lost. Because just that we gave into the senses. Continuing. Tasmat tasya mahabaho Indriyanindriyarthebhyah Tasya prajna pratishtita Tasmad yasya mahabaho Nigrihitani sarvashah Indriyanindriyarthebhyah Tasya prajna pratishtita Tasmad yasya mahabaho. Mahabaho, mighty armed Arjuna. O Arjuna, therefore tasya prajna, establish in knowledge. study, wisdom, establish in knowledge. These are our heritage. We belong to this. This is not somebody's knowledge. You and I are the inheritance of this. This is our value. Hand over this knowledge. Please remember, we discussed it already, that it has reached us with great effort. How many people have worked for it, to preserve it, for it to reach till date. It is our responsibility we hand over. And that is why knowledge is very important. And Chinmaya Mission is a knowledge-based organization. It is not person. It is not based on individuals. It is based on knowledge. We teach the books. We teach the Shastra. It is not, never. This organization is not on individuals at all. This is based on knowledge. And we guide people how to anchor into the knowledge. And whose knowledge is it? You and I are the inheritance of it. Our rishis, our forefathers had it and they have given it to us. We must be of great pride in this. Because such a universal knowledge accepts everyone, tells everybody this whole universe is one family. Think, what a beautiful philosophy. This entire universe is one family. Pray for everyone's well-being. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. Sarve bhavantu. All beings, not just humans. All beings, let it be happy. What a powerful knowledge. And which also says, you are that infinite, rise up to it. Cause and effect is the same. One truth pervading everywhere. Completely universal. We should have extra pride on this because we are the true inheritance of it. Custodians of this knowledge. Through us it has to reach the world. And world needs this knowledge of universal vision, universal acceptance, to look at the universe as one family. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. To get that, this is the knowledge and we should be proud of it. He says, therefore Arjuna, establish in this knowledge. Manage your senses so that you are established in the knowledge. O Mahabaho, O Arjuna, this will be your anchor. This will be the boat which can take you across. You stay in this and from there one can grow. I remember one evening, this was somewhere in 1991. Gurudev was in Chennai for a yajna and I was that time stationed as a brahmachari in Salem. I just came to meet Swamiji in Chennai. One boy, young man, was of suicidal tendencies. He came and he told our Chinmaya Yuva Kendra members, I have attempted twice on my life this week. I would like to meet Swami Chinmayananda. Someone told me, go meet him. Can I meet him? Gurudev was busy with something and this guy says, and imagine someone coming to you and saying, I have attempted twice this week on my life. I mean, it's not normal case, okay. This is something like more sensitive. And so everyone was like, the Yuva Kendra members were a little shaken up and they came to me and said, there's a person here. He has said he has attempted on his life twice this week. Failed in the attempt. He wants to meet Gurudev. Can we allow? So I said, I'll just go ask Gurudev because he is busy with something. Let me ask. So I went there and I stood. And probably even I was slightly stiff and tensed. Seeing, the case is severe. So he saw me and he knew that my entire body language would have told there's something important going on here. I'm not sure. So he said, what? He noticed it and he said, what? I went close to him and whispered, saying, Swamiji, there's a young man who was studying a third year engineering. He said he has attempted on his life twice. Wants to meet you. Should I send him in now or ask him to wait? Ask him to come. He was sitting, discussing with something, stopped everything. He said, ask him to come. This boy comes. I said, Swamiji is calling, go in. He saw, I said, he put his hand around him, held him. I tell you, this was not more than 30 seconds. The entire, what I'm describing, I may describe it slowly, but it was not more than 30 seconds. He held him close to his heart. Then he said, if Einstein had done this, what would have happened to physics? Only one question. Holding him, he said, if Einstein had done this, what would have happened to physics? The guy started crying. Swamiji held him still. He said, there is a book I have written called We Must. Please read that book. I've written this book, Gurudev's book. I've written this book called We Must. You read this book. It's a very powerful, impactful, motivational book. What we must in life, what we should achieve, what we must achieve. He said, read this book. That was the second sentence. What would have happened to physics if Einstein had done it? Second sentence. Read this book, we must. Then he tells them, join Yuva Kendra, the teenagers group. Third sentence. Just join Chinmaya Yuva Kendra so that you may have a much better companionship, more healthy. A very positive, vibrant young people, be with them. Join Chinmaya Yuva Kendra. Then since I was standing by the door, he said, be in touch with him. He said, be in touch. Somewhere you connect. 4 sentences, not more than 30 seconds. There was a fruit, he gave him, take it and go. The boy's life changed. 30 seconds, complete change. This is the power of knowledge. He went, picked up the book. You read the book, start changing. What a master. We also know when people say, I don't feel like living, what all we say? I don't feel like living? Oh. And here straight one question. If Einstein had done this, what would have happened to physics? I have never come across someone talking on a suicide and this kind of a response. What would have happened to physics? And it's not that Swamiji was sitting, preparing, I'm going to meet this guy, how to say, next second you just bring him and next moment he says that. Life transforming. This is the power of knowledge. If we can establish in this knowledge, we establish in the higher. So he says here, O Arjuna, therefore the knowledge of that person whose sense organs are under check, not allowing it to go, because the wisdom tells you to keep it under control. Wisdom tells you, gives you a direction, so we don't go here, there. Knowledge of that person who practices sense management, sense control, is established, gets deeper. So he says, for that person, he becomes firm. Never underestimate the power of Shastras. Never underestimate the power of Vedanta, They are powerful. We should read to know how deep it is and what it can do to us. It can completely change. Give us a better vision to move forward. Continue. Yanesha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami yasyam jagrati bhutani You read this words directly, just the word meaning, all of us will feel very good about ourselves. Absolute feel-good factor. What is it? Word meaning, direct word meaning. Yanisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami. When everybody goes to sleep, the wise man is wide awake. All decent people sleep early. And those who are wide awake when most of the people are sleeping, they are wise people. And when all others wake up, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., when they wake up, these people go to sleep. Swamiji, I thought my son was useless. Today I realized he's a Sthitaprajna. He's a Sthitaprajna, awakened from the Gita standard. When the verses, Yanisha sarva bhutanam tasyam jagrati samyami, yasyam jagrati bhutani sanisha pashyate munehe. Muni, the meditative person, mananashilavan, one who is contemplative. What does this mean? To that which we are all wide awake, sense pleasures, name, fame, power, position, wealth, accumulation, all this is what is our need. To the wise person, he is fast asleep to all this. That is not his concern at all. The wise person is least interested in all that. To what the wise person is awake? What is his importance? We are fast asleep. This is wise and otherwise. This is what it is. To that a person is awakened, his values, etc. are completely different. And to the otherwise, what is their interest? So here Krishna says, the wise person seeks the eternal. The ignorant runs around the impermanent stuff. Superficial living, ephemeral, and spends his lifetime for it. Whole lifetime goes that way. Today also, how many people who do not even know where the life takes them? What is the goal of life? Please think, goal of life. How many people have misunderstood goal of life? Something in the world. And most of the parents do this in parenting a child. You must study well, score good marks, find a good job, get married, have children. life over. Goal of life. This is goal. This cannot be the goal. This is the way in which you have to live life and achieve a goal which is completely different. Most people stop here. That's it. And we depend upon the world outside completely. The wise man is awake to something else altogether. There's a very how a wise person responds. There's one incident. Swami Tapovan Maharaj was staying in a temple in the night. Neglected temple in the outskirts. He was staying there. In his journey, the next village was far away, so he was lost. Sitting under a temple, broken, not much of a shelter. 3 highway robbers went there to the temple in the night. And it was dark, they didn't even know. So they went inside and then they saw in the corner Swami Tapovan Maharaj sitting quietly. So they realized there's somebody else. They thought only these thieves are there. So they asked him, what do you have, etc. Swamiji gave his bag. You see what you want. 1 set of clothes, Bhagavad Geeta, 1 book. Be careful. If you steal, loot Tapovan Maharaj, only moksha is guaranteed. You go loot, what do you have? Nothing. Just 1 book, 1 set of clothes. No use, drop him. After a few minutes, one of them said, they had something to eat. They asked him, have you eaten? He said, no, I have not eaten. We have something, please share. They're giving, like you have some food. The thieves. Tapovan Maharaj's response, oh Lord, you have to take this form to come and feed me. You need to come in this form to feed me. You see the vision of a wise person? To what is he awake? Papa Ramdas was sleeping in a cave, Kanangad in Kerala. He was in a cave. He woke up suddenly. He found a cobra in front of him. If you wake up and you see a cobra by your side, nothing wrong in imagining. How would you respond? A cobra by your side looking at you. We would have screamed, run, do all kinds of things. Papa Ramdas' response, hey Ram, I have not seen you like this before. I tell you, hey Ram, devotee of Ram, hey Ram, I have not seen you like this before. The way, the vision of a wise person is completely different to the vision of the ignorant. Values are completely different. What they seek is something completely different. What the ignorant seeks is completely different. To which those people are wide awake, we are fast asleep. And to which we revel, they are least interested in it. I was quite fortunate. This incident happened in the train when Gurudev was sitting there, Madras Central Station. Swami was sitting in the train to go to Vijayawada. And there was a lot of buzz suddenly around the station. One local actor was traveling in the same train, so they were like, hey, he's here, you know. So Swamiji saw that this buzz was happening. He said, what is it? He said, Swamiji, one of the local actors, well known. I was quiet. He got to know Gurudev is in the same compartment and he wanted to come and meet. So he said, I want to take his blessings. So when he came, one of our members said, Swamiji, he's that actor, superstar. You know what Gurudev told him? On stage, when you go and perform, in front of camera, etc., do it as if it is real. In real life, act well. In real life, act well. And on stage, do it as if it is real. You understood what it means? What does it mean? In real life, act well. You, the Paramatma, the eternal self. This body itself is a costume you're wearing. Here, go and act. Don't forget you're an actor. Never forget you are an actor. Because you are the self, this body is a tool and the body is moving. Act well. Perform your role, whatever is the role, perform. Act well in real life. And your profession being an actor, on stage, do it as if it is real. There you have to become real for you to give your best. In real life, you should act well. A wise man does that when he moves around us. In real life, he acts well. We think this is the real role we have in life. To that, they are awakened to the Atman. We are awakened to the body. They revel in the self. We think we are the body. They know they are not this body. We think I am this body and we live. So to that which the wise person is awake, the ignorant is fast asleep. Continuing. Samudrama pravishanti yadvat Samudrama pravishanti yadvat Tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve Sashantim apnoti na kamakami. Bhagavan Krishna must be a great lover of sea. Must have loved sea, ocean. Born in Mathura, built his palace on the coastal town on a reclaimed land called Dwaraka, sea. Sthitaprajna Lakshana, 18 verses, 3 examples connected to sea. turtle, ship, now ocean. Great lessons to learn from all this. Symbols, but powerful message. Tortoise, a ship without an anchor, and now ocean. Symbols. He says, Apuryamanam achala pratishtam samudram apa pravishanti yadvat. It's a brilliant analogy, great way of looking at it. In summer, if you go to Niagara Falls, 30 plus million gallons of water falls per second. Niagara Falls, per second. Now you think, how much of water would be entering per second into the ocean by all rivers? Per second. How many gallons of water must be entering into the ocean across the globe through all rivers? How many gallons? You can't calculate it. The amount of water going in every second. The ocean takes it. Great inspiration. Whatever amount of water comes, the ocean takes it. It doesn't flood out. It has the ability to take. Krishna says, a Sthitaprajna has this ability. Any amount of experiences coming, one would know to take, not get shattered. You understand? Meditating upon ocean, one of the most powerful lessons. Any amount, pleasant, unpleasant, all kinds of experiences, we should know to take. Not flood out. Not get shattered. We should know to take. This is the strength of a wise person. The wise people had that depth to take anything coming. How much of work these people have performed. Take up. Not get broken, not get shattered. Have the depth to accept this strength is mandatory while we live here. Then we live well. Who can have this strength? One who has dropped attachment. One who does not crave for objects in the world, moves around. Anything coming, they are able to take. Na kama kami. A person who is running after one desire after another. If this is not happy, you are finished. This did not happen. Unhappy immediately. Man who has transcended has this depth of anything coming, able to take. Please remember, strength is the best companion we can have in life. Because we never know what we will face. It can be anything. If we have strength, it would only be a situation. It would not be a problem or crisis. If we have strength, we can take. Now you try and understand what the book is trying to lift us up. Take us to that point where we meet things in life, we are able to take them. It's a question to think how quickly we get shattered. Is that the sign of strength? Small disappointments, shattered. Little disappointments, something didn't happen the way you want, shattered. Broken down, confused. Little disappointments. In the long journey of life, we would get all kinds of experience. And the Jiva has not lived long in this life alone. Jiva itself is a long journey. Different manifestations, different incarnations to take. And what was Krishna's life if you check him in Mahabharata? What kind of a life was that? Could take. Different things coming he could take. A war, betrayal, all kinds of things. Take. Not break. Not be shattered. We need to understand this ocean well. A wise person has the depth, just like the ocean has the depth to accept various things which flow into it. We must cultivate that kind of depth. And this is the best example you can give. Look at ocean and see the amount of water it takes. Let life offer various things. I will take. Take it cheerfully, take it with strength. Respond to life with strength, not from helplessness. Get out of helplessness as quick as possible. Get out of it. Because how can we live helplessly? Why are we helpless? Desire haunting us down. Desire haunting us down. So this is, I'm attached to the desire. It didn't happen. I'm broken. Na kama kami. Kama, a man running after desire. He will not have that strength. But a person who has transcended desire would be like an ocean. Anything coming, taking. That's why yesterday when we discussed when Gurudev said, have you seen me worried? Ocean, anything coming, take it. Stay cheerful. Meet life. Never such masters have found themselves helpless. Let's contemplate on this, what this verse means to us. How I should rise myself to this state. Continuing. Vihaya kaman. You lost the meter. Relax. Pumam charati nisprihaha. Nirmamo nirahankaraha. Sashantim adhigacchati. Vihaya kamanya sarvan. Overconfidence. Should have practiced. Vihaya kamanya sarvan. Vihaya kamanya sarvan. Vihaya, having given up, sarvan kaman, all sense objects, that person moves in this world, nispriha, unattached to anything, without the feeling of I and mine. Nirahankaraha, nirmamatva. This is very important. To move in this world, not owning things. Don't own, just have. Mamatva. And don't claim you are the doer, because we are not the doer. I think I am doing. I am not the doer. We should realize this. Our contribution to anything is so negligible that we cannot claim we are doing it. It is the will of the Lord. Many things come together. Lord has created them, and it gets assembled, and something beautiful comes out of it. This is the truth. Things are created by the Lord. It is already existing. We did not create that. And that which is already existing, by His will, gets assembled. When things get assembled, something emerges out of it. Appreciate it as His will. Don't claim I did it. We make this claim, I am the doer. No. Our attitude should be, thank you, God, for allowing me to hang around and see it happen. Thank you. I'm grateful to you. Your grace, you allowed me to hang around and see something beautiful emerge. I am not doing it. This is the truth. You think about it, you will arrive on it. In anything which we did we do? What is our contribution in anything? The Lord has created everything already. We did not create them. Oh, I asked people to assemble. That idea, where did it come from? Please tell me the source from where that idea came. My idea? Your idea. Tell me from where it came. Show me that source, from where that idea popped up, from where it came. From my mind. Explain. Where in mind? Where did this creation come from? Please think. The idea which you are claiming as mine also came from the same source. Where the creation came from the same source, the ideas also come. Why do we have to claim I am doing it? We are not doing it. Things get assembled. Watch it assemble. Watch it manifest. Hang around and enjoy. Don't claim I am doing it. This claim I am doing it establishes the ego. That makes me separate. That makes me live as an individual. It distances me from God. The doership is not there. Ego is not there. We are divine. But I do not know I am divine. Why? I feel I am so and so. This doership is continuously maintained. Don't claim this doership. It is not a statement of modesty. It is a statement of fact. It's not said to train us to be humble. The scriptures are telling. No, it is not a statement of humility. It is not a statement that, we are trained to be modest. No. It is a statement of fact. How many factors the Lord brought together for something to happen, and with that absolutely negligible, insignificant presence is ours, and we claim the doership? There's no doership, neither there is ownership. In Visakhapatnam, Gurudev was giving a lecture to some of the RSS workers. They can't understand much of English there, so those people, you need a translator to say it in Telugu. So Gurudev spoke in English, and there was someone who was translating it into Telugu. Now the translator was slightly enthusiastic. So Gurudev said something and he translates. and he adds something on his own. He adds to make the people understand. So Gurudev used to say and watch at him and understood that he is adding something to convey. This was over. The talk got finished. You know what Swamiji said? You were better than the original. Thank you. Because the man used certain points to convey what he wanted to convey, he congratulated him. That was a compliment. He said, you were better than the original. Because you did what you have to do. That's important. It needs to be told, and you told it correctly. I met this man. He can't forget that compliment. If there was doership, I am doing, what would have been the response? I am doing. Why are you saying all this? Did I say all this? He understood what is to be told, and that person is adding it up with a local flavor for people to understand. How honest and genuine was that compliment? Hey, you were better than the original. Oh, that's such a beautiful way of saying no doership. If we have this doership, we will interfere into every other thing. Appreciation would never be there. He is doing it. Watch it happen. No doership. This happened in Kerala, in one of the yajnas. Suddenly a man got up. Gurudev was giving lecture. A man got up suddenly. 10,000 people, he gets up and screams. Because he said, this is what Krishna said. He always says, once a verse says, this is what Krishna said. He screams saying, we do not want to know what Krishna said. Tell us what Swami Chinmayananda has to say. Now in the middle of a yajna, this crazy guy gets up and makes this loud claim. I was there and nobody knew how to react. He stood up. All us sitting there, he stood up and making this claim. Tell what Swami Chinmayananda has to say. We don't want to know what Krishna has to say. Swamiji stopped. Went slightly back, just looking at him. A silence sliced through the audience. Completely still. Not a word. And he's just looking at him. The Mahapurusha went into stillness. Nobody could move. Nobody was moving. We did not also know what to do. Pull him out from the crowd. No idea what to do. Just looking at him. For a few moments of silence was there. Then he said, from me, only you will hear this. I have nothing to say other than what Krishna said. I have nothing to say other than what Krishna said. Means he looks at himself as a messenger, conveying, not that I am telling, I am speaking. You ask me, I'll be silent. I have nothing to say. Now these are the moments you have to know, because someone is suddenly popping. These are not staged, you understand. It's not prepared, it's not a documented script. These are spontaneous responses. From the audience, a person gets up. And this is the answer from my side. That means how alert he is to this wisdom. From my side, there is nothing but silence. If I have anything to say, it is only what the Lord says. Let's not entertain doership. We are not doing. This is the truth. Let's be grateful that around us things are manifesting and we are a witness to it. And don't claim anything as yours because it never belonged to you. It was provided, it would be there. A wise man moves in the world detached without this feeling of doer, I, without the feeling of mine. Without owning anything, without possessing anything, without claiming anything, doing, they move around and see things manifest. The way of the wise. Continuing, last answer. Esha Brahme Sthiti Partha
Nainam Prapya Vimukhyati Nainam Prapya Vimukhyati Sthittvasya Antakalepi
Sthittvasya Antakalepi
Brahma Nirvana Mrichati
Brahma Nirvana Mrichati
Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha
Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha
Nainam Prapya Vimukhyati
Nainam Prapya Vimuhyate
Sthittvasya Antakalepi Sthittvasya Antakalepi Brahma Nirvana Mrichati
Brahma Nirvana Mrichati. Krishna says here, Hey Partha, hey Arjuna, son of Pritha, Partha, Esha Brahmi Sthiti, Partha. This state of Brahma, the reality, this state of infinite, a person attains this. Having attained, one is not deluded. Not once. Once you wake up, you come out of the dream, you have woken up from it, your dream has ended, no way you can get deluded again. You have woken up. So he says, having attained this, one is not deluded, never, forever. Because people may ask, all this effort, once I get up, if I realize, and I go to sleep next day and get caught again in the same maya, is it for no? He says, the moment you wake up, once you have woken up, never would you ever get deluded. And also says, being established in this journey, being in this, even at the time of death, when death comes, even at the time of death, one attains this oneness. When you established, you move. Let us say, you have traveled in train. Have you ever jumped into a running train? Anybody who has done will understand my example. Okay. A train keeps moving. This happens very often. We get down, go buy something in the station. Coffee, snacks, sandwich, both the hands. And the train stops only for few minutes. In some stations, only 30 seconds, 45 seconds, in which people have to get down and get up. So you are in a station, purchased something, and the train started moving. You are still in the platform, both the hands. Coffee, sandwich. Train is moving. Now what will you do? You run with the train. Then you realize, if I hold on to this too, I'll miss the train. So it is too late already. So you drop one. Drop coffee, it's okay. With sandwich, at least in one hand you try to get. The train started moving fast. Left with no option. The other hand, what you're holding, you drop, because you now need both the hands to hold the train. By then the last compartment has come. You know that in this compartment you don't board, the train is gone. So dropping both, you jump into the train. In the last compartment, you manage to board the train. You will get to the destination. Practice this continuous. Don't worry whether you have experienced the truth or not. Continue to practice. Continue, don't. We will manage to board the last compartment. Towards the end, it's okay. Worth attempting. You understand? Even if I don't get it now, it's not happening. Don't stop seeking. Don't stop. I am not able to experience what is mentioned. Don't stop. Continue. Move on. Even towards the end of life, death. Even at that time, if you manage to establish, you have found a way out. So we should continue our sadhana non-stop. You establish in it now, very good. Not established, continue. Move on. We may get it before it ends. Even if that doesn't happen, nothing is lost. We will continue from where we stopped. So continue to attempt, continue to seek. Let that become priority. Let us not stop seeking. Now we will stop this talk. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.